Sorry, I was just double checking something. Just double checking. You know how it is. I thought ahead today. I hope you'll be proud of me, Chad. I thought ahead. And I actually have my... What is going on? Huh. I don't know how to explain that. What in the world? I was about to say I had my timeline up and ready. I don't. Say Lofi. But my browser just decided to take all of my single clicks as, I don't know, it's just destroying tabs whenever I click on them. It's very odd. Alright, I've got my timeline back. I'm so confused by my browser at this moment. Okay. No, I have no idea what's going on. No timeline, I guess. We're just winging it. However, I did read enough to remember the king's name was Maya. So there you go. Sorry, creaky desk. I'm not very good at this. Some of the keys, if you don't hit them just right, they don't register. I have some peppermint tea on the pot. I think it's done. I'll go take a grab. I need to get some oil for this chair if I plan to do many more of these streams. Hot leaf juice. Thank you for the follow, Vive. We'll go with Vive. Hello. Kind of a different vibe today. It's mostly clicky clackies and me writing my own lore. And speaking soft and drinking peppermint. How are you doing today, Viv? Vive? Viv. Vive. Vive. Sound of typing while you crochet? Yeah. Someone earlier said it was like a boyfriend experience thing. And like, yeah, I can do that. A little stressed? I'm sorry to hear that. I'm doing okay. Finished up a big project at work last week, so I've got that pressure off me. One of my brothers, he has a very seasonal job, and one of his projects might be coming to an end today, so he's a little stressed about that. I'm a little on the tired side. And whenever I'm tired, I don't want to just skip streaming, so I started doing these. And I figured if I talk quiet and put my mic next to my keyboard, it's ASMR. Well, thank you. I hope you get some good crocheting done. Where's my mouse? There it is. have to think about what I'm doing for chapter 3. The thing is, this is romance. Sorry for the squeaky chair again. This is a romance, so I need to pick it up at some point. This was supposed to be a short story, believe it or not. It's one of my worst features. I can't write a short story to save my soul. Everything I do turns into a novella, at least. I think I can get out of here with 5 chapters and still make it technically a short story. Do a lot of writing, do you? The point of this piece of lore was to develop the Marcia Titaval. And yes, I have a semi-working language. It's the least nerdy thing about me, I assure you. I wanted to explore that concept for the novel I'm working on. When I made Teller, this character, I plucked him out of that world. So the Marcia Titaval is a festival. It is a countrywide day of marriage. Every young man who has had his eyes on a young lady get their opportunities to ask her to the Marcia Titaval, and they get married, all on that day. It usually coincides with a day that the royal family is planning a marriage, or every year in the middle of the summer. So there could be sometimes 2 or even 3, depending on what the royal family is doing. But there is always one. It's the summer feast, as well as many other things. Fancy. Ah, thank you. I've been working at this idea for over a decade now. When it started, it was a bad rehash of Romeo and Juliet. So Anarev is the country this place takes place as. If you reverse the lettering, it's Verona, that fair city. I don't know if it's clever or cheesy. I was 13 at the time. I was playing a game of Settlers of Catan with my brothers. And we had designed the board to have a mountain range down the middle, and at the time I thought that was rather clever. It's changed quite a bit since then. There are some elements that have stayed the same. A immature prince, a princess who is, nowadays it's a queen, who is herself extremely mature and yet forced to deal with the immaturity of this prince. Certain things around world building, like great coral beasts and trees and things of that nature. Though this is the first time I've ever made it very explicitly religious. I designed a whole religious system for this incarnation of the story. Teller is part of that. He's a scion. I copied J.R.R. Tolkien's notes a little bit. So there is a god. There are many religions in the world, but there is a true one, as there often is. And there is a god at the top of that. And he, from him, made the disciplines. These were angels whose only purpose was to teach man in an aspect of the Creator. So there's honor and perfection, grace and humility, and justice. Humility fell and became pride. All 5 of these came to the Creator, who they call Father, of course, and asked for the ability to create something themselves. All of them were granted. To Grace, she created flowers so that she may always be able to listen to the plight of the people. To Justice, he created the beetle so as to remove the wicked from the earth after they die. Perfection was given. I'm actually not sure what perfection was given yet. Never came up in the story. He either got a dragon or a unicorn, but it's the same purpose either way. It's a perfect beast. And Honor created for himself a panther, a beast that could lurk in the shadows and go and collect stories, so that Honor could use them to teach the people. Honor was a storyteller, you see. I, Teller, am one of those scions, one of those panthers. And then we get through some other things that happened, and now I look like a person for the most part. So that's kind of the explanation for that last conversation they were having. It's a really interesting prompt. Well, thank you. I did work hard on this one. So that's the conversation Teller was just having with his confectioner girl. I don't know why I picked a confectioner. There's a certain. It fits, but I'm not sure why yet. Sometimes I do things and it works, and I don't know why it works. But that's why they were talking, and he was, it's not a secret that he's old or that he is all these things. It's just he never gets out. He's guarding the library until his father returns. How did I spell it before? The problem with making your own language is you have to keep the spelling consistent. Oh, Telverna, that's what it was. I have a headcanon I'm tempted to make real canon, which is that most commoners just call it Marshada or Mardasha. either way. I might change it. The language works. I just have to pick the definitions for a bunch of words. And that's the hard part. Keeping the definitions solid. I have a whole spreadsheet to refer to, and I'm not looking to create any today. Not to mention the timeline implications of the story. I'll figure that out later. So, this story is supposed to take place, I suppose 50 years is the appropriate time. About 50 years before the novel. Which means I might have screwed up the lore of one of my creatures, the Delatino, by increasing its possible age by 50 years. Because I introduced him here, I was like, that makes sense. I wasn't sure why, I figured it out later, but it makes sense for a couple of reasons. But I went back and looked at the lore I wrote for that creature. It's like, man. Destroyed that lore. But I feel like this supersedes. It is first draft, though, so things can change. You know what? Let's canonize it right now. If you have to canonize something, make sure you accidentally canonize the word fuck. That's what I just did. I just made Shaw into the Anarevan slang for fucking. So Marda Shah is marriage, fuck. Because then it's like funny enough to justify the canonization. It's a little silly, but it still works. And now I can just use Shaw as I wish for fuck. Like Shaw. Yeah, always a good idea. That reminds me, I need to work on the accent. The only place where I know how the accent works is with the suffix to no, where it's coming very much from the back of my palate. No. If I had the spreadsheet open, I would try saying a sentence to show what I mean. Well, no, I couldn't because I keep procrastinating on all of the filler adjectives and prepositions. I don't have a word for thee yet. I don't know if this is a language that assumes thee. I have enough working grammatical structure for it. I just need to fill in some blanks. you crocheting, Viv? Gosh, that chair is creaky. Amigurumi of Husker. I don't know what an amigurumi is, but that sounds interesting. A plushie made of crochet, I see. I don't have a low enough voice to do a loser baby joke, but please pretend I do. I don't know, I could try. You're a loser, baby. No, I don't. Oh, thank you. You flatter me. Many such cases. I hear it's a fan favorite. I'll say the controversial thing. I'm not the biggest fan of Has Been Hotel. Though that would not be the reason why. That song is definitely not the reason. Actually, the music in general is what makes me want to like it. I just don't find the story very compelling. As far as biblical fiction goes, there are some much more skillful entries to the genre, Good Omens being among them. I like the pilot a lot more than I like the rest of the show. The pilot was interesting. The show turned out to be not quite so interesting. The music is very enjoyable, though. I can't tell you how many times I find myself just offhandedly singing Alistair's finale. This place reeks of death, there's a chill in the air, and I barely escaped being killed by a hare. Great altruist Alistair died for his friends. Sorry to disappoint, but that's not how this ends. I'm hungry for freedom like never before. The constraints of my deal surely have a back door. When I figure out how to unclip my wings, guess who will be pulling all the strings? I was a theater kid in another life. Not this one, but some life out there. More Than Anything? More Than Anything's really good. More Than Anything is just a good song out of context. poster is Baby Girl, yeah. Murderous, psychopathic, radio Baby Girl, yeah. He is a very literal slay queen. Gonna cosplay Husker. That's certainly an option. I remember there was some kind of odd controversy around cosplaying Has-Been Hotel stuff. There's a couple of characters with darker faces and people were taking it as blackface or something. Which is silly, they're all demons, who cares? But yes, definitely not a fan of the community around the show. Many such cases. That's why I never played Undertale. I don't know why, but many such cases is like, I've used it 50 times today. No idea why. Yeah, sometimes you just make something so good, you attract too many broken people, and all the broken people feed off of each other and make it weird. I don't blame them for being broken. I blame them for not knowing when to stop. Harry Potter did that back in the day. Harry Potter is an excellent example of that kind of fandom. There were many kids who latched onto it because they had very sad childhoods. Most of them grew out of it. Some of them did not. Oh, FNAF. Scott Cawthon did an interview the other day. I don't know if you've seen this. But he did an interview the other day. And he was asked, what's in the box? And you know what he said? He said, I wasn't sure at the time and I forgot. Which is a really nice way of saying, I wanted you two to talk about it. I can't blame the man, it's a good strategy. Give me a box and don't tell me what's in it. I want to know what's in the box. You know, I'll be Nicolas Cage out here. What's in the box? What's in the box? Tell me what's in the box. It is a very Scott thing to say. Also, for security breach, apparently he just forgot to tell them what the story was supposed to be. Just bloop. left his brain. It explains so much. This is the ultimate theory. Scott Cawthon never knew what he was doing. But that's just a game, a theory. A game theory. I retired. Oh, honey, security breach doesn't have plot holes. It has sinkholes. That's the problem. Yeah, the new hosts are fine, but they can't recapture the magic of an intro created by a desperate post-college student who was looking for work. You really can't recreate the magic of willing to put so much vocal fry into such a simple phrase. That's just a theory. A game theory. We'll drag you back kicking and screaming. But yeah, Matt Pat having a kid, it's a good thing, you know? It's a good thing when a man has something higher to think about than himself, and I'm glad for him. I'm also scared for him. Realize that kid is someday gonna find the Vibe Scepter episode, or the boobs in gaming. Yeah, think about that. Best Boobs in Gaming is still on YouTube. They left it up. That was the episode that got teenage me to pay attention to this guy. Many such cases. At this point, I'm just putting kind of nonsensical world-building notes in. Like, I don't know if anyone would get it, but that last paragraph is just how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood. But, like, taken seriously. You gotta leave yourself some little notes, you know? I forgot what her name is. Tianello. That's right. Tianello. I'm not sure how to proceed from this point. I've set up, Teller has just accidentally learned some things about the leading lady. I don't know how to get him to stay in town until the marriage ceremony. That would be the real rub. And since I'm writing this as a diary of his, I don't know. She would have to show some interest in him in order to get him to stay. Though I do feel she already has. There needs to be... Teller is dense. He needs something a bit more. How do you get a dense man to stay in your orbit? I don't know. No one's ever tried it with me. You give him food. check me on this. But let's say Tianello, she has to go to the market to pick up some things for dinner. She spots Teller, invites him back. They walk just a bit too slow back to her house. Is that romantic? You think it is a little? The problem with my brain is it goes too fast. I only pluck the most reasonable scenario out of my head, but a couple others came to mind that I think I need some time to think on. And if I'm taking, ideas do in fact go burr. If I need some time to think on it and decide, then it's probably the end of writing stream tonight. Well, Boulder Dash. Suppose I should find someone to raid. Let's see. I knew this would happen. Eventually you just hit a, what you call it? You just hit a writing block. Microphone? What just disconnected? No, what was that? Was that the Lofi girl? Did the Lofi girl just broadcast loud computer sound? That would be very funny. Let's see. Can I find an ASMR that isn't sexual? Oh, you didn't hear anything? Then it was my computer. It just reconnected. Whatever it was. Oh. Here, I gotta move my keyboard back over to my main computer. It is a tough challenge. I've thought about doing ASMR for a while. I've been streaming for like 8 months now. But the reason I haven't is that it's just such a sexualized format. What was that? Why can't I type? Every time I hit a key, it's giving me the error bong. It is sad. People are kind of awful. My keyboard has decided to just fail. Can I copy paste? Like the first thing that popped up when I hit the raid button, because I'm in ASMR, was like a scantily clad girl doing ear licking, and I'm like, come on, man. Come on, man. gonna have to fix my keyboard after this. I broke it somehow. Every time I try to type a letter, it gives me the ding. Alright, I'm not finding a non-sexual ASMR, so we're gonna go to a friend. Let's see. I don't want to send you to someone who's too loud, because it's ASMR. Let's go to Teddy. Teddy's fun. He's just a kind of a chill guy. He likes playing games. Right now he's playing a World War I era horror game, but the horror is just the horrors of war. So it's like a top-down, almost like a Resident Evil kind of a thing. You'll like Teddy. He's cool. It's called Conscript if you've seen it around. It's making the rounds right now. All right. Well, thanks for coming by. Tomorrow we'll probably do some No Man's Sky because I've been enjoying that a lot. Yeah, so tomorrow we'll be back to like regular gaming stuffs. I usually do these ASMRs start of the week. But yeah, thanks for coming by, everybody. Hope you all enjoyed it. To YouTube, goodbye. And yeah, go say hi to Teddy.